Good evening, dear friends. Hope you're all doing well, and we have some catching up to do. I apologize. We did not do yesterday's Daily Mitzvah, so we have to catch up. Okay, so this next Daily Mitzvah, which is the 85th day, which was for yesterday, Wednesday, introduces us to a new, very interesting set of laws, which are, let's go through them. 5 mitzvahs, which are on 3 themes. So here we go, 5 mitzvahs. The first mitzvah is the mitzvah, the positive commandment, to follow all the laws of the law when a man seduces a young unmarried woman. So, if there was an act of seduction, how do we deal with this man? So it's a positive mitzvah that the Jewish community and a Jewish court should follow the law when it comes to this case. As the pasuk says, Torah says, if a man will seduce a young unmarried woman, and the Rambam tells you where to look up all the laws if you want to learn exactly where to find all the laws about that. It's chapter 3 and 4 of Tractate Ksubis of the Talmud. All right, next mitzvah. That was about a seducer. Here we're going to talk about a rapist. Not somebody who seduces a woman to be with him intimately, but a man who forces a woman to be with him intimately. And this is the mitzvah that we are commanded. Listen to this, very interesting mitzvah. That a rapist is commanded to marry the woman that he raped. Of course, that's if she wants. The point is that if he did that to her, he can't now run off. But he has an obligation to her to stay with her and marry her if that is what she wants. Of course, if she doesn't want it, then he's off the hook. But there's a mitzvah that he must be compelled to stay and remain married to her. As the pasuk says, V'lo yisir le'isha, and he shall be for her as a husband, tachas asher ina, because he has oppressed her, lo yuchal shachal chayamav, and he is not allowed to send her away all of his days. We'll talk about that last clause in a moment. And this is the idea that when the pasuk says V'lo yisir le'isha, and he shall be for her as a husband, or the opposite, that he should take her as a wife, that's probably the more proper translation, that this is a positive mitzvah, one of the 613 mitzvahs. The next mitzvah is the prohibition that the rapist is not allowed to divorce his wife. Now, of course, if she wants to get divorced, then it's all okay. The whole point is to protect her. The whole point is to not let him off the hook from her. So if she wants to get divorced, no problem, but he is not allowed to initiate a divorce. He must remain committed to her as long as she wants that relationship. As we just learned in the pasuk from last mitzvah, V'lo yisir le'isha, and he shall be for her, and they should become married. Lo yuchal shachal kol yamav, and he is not allowed to send her away all of his days. That is its next third mitzvah. The fourth mitzvah. Now we have a new scenario. Somebody gets married and immediately slanders his new wife, and claims that she was unfaithful to him previous to the marriage. And specifically, and we spoke about this, but very, very briefly, today halachic marriage seems like one process. You stand under a chuppah, you get married. But really, under the chuppah, there are 2 different things happening. Without going into the details, today we do both steps back to back. It used to be in the Talmud times, there's usually a much longer break between them. But there's basically an interim period where on the one hand, this woman is already consecrated to the man, which means she's not single anymore, she's married. But they don't live together, they didn't consummate the marriage yet. They still didn't do that part of the marriage, which would be a second halachic step. Which is a whole different procedure. We do that procedure right now. So both procedures happen under the chuppah together, as I mentioned. So this husband is arguing and claiming that his wife was unfaithful in this interim period. Now, so he's coming with a complaint. You got to go to court. You got to adjudicate it. You got to go into discovery. But if it's found that that his claim was false, then the Torah says, he is not allowed to send her away all of his days. The same idea. He is forbidden to divorce his wife and he's not allowed to initiate it. And of course, once again, if she wants to divorce, of course she's allowed to divorce. She's allowed to ask for the divorce, but he is not allowed to ever initiate that divorce. And dear friends, that's an interesting day. Those are our 5 mitzvahs for today. This is yesterday's mitzvah, and we'll see you soon for the next one. Take care, Zagazant.